I mean, Blanchfield, look at this against the Brazilian. Oh, she's trying to take the back. She gets the back. Oh, she locks it in. Oh, big mistake by Andrade. Look at this. I think she tapped, and it's over. Woo! No. And Erin Blanchfield is excited, man, in tears, and comes in and shocks Jessica Andrade.
Broadcasting live from an undisclosed location. This is The Community MMA with your host, Chris Cross.
Oh no! Oh no!
The last style bender.
Christopher, then you know what? Then maybe that you've got a problem, because you've got a problem, because you've got a problem, because
Hamzat Chimaev! Oh no! Hamzat Chimaev! Oh no! Hamzat Chimaev! What up, what up? It's your boy Chris Cross checking in. This is a community MMA. Another great night last night, but the winning streak is over. The winning streak comes to an end at 4 in a row. We kicked off the year 4-0 in the main event. But the reality is we couldn't hold on to it because Erin Blanchfield got the job done last night. And we started out big last night with a lot of wins in a row. Then we had a loss in the middle. We ended up getting to 7-1 at one point with 3 fights to go. And it's like, man, we can make a run to get to 10-1 on the predictions. But instead we lose the last 3 and finish 7-4. But at the end of the day, not complaining. 7-4 is better than 4-7. Is better than 6-5 or 5-6. And thankfully, we got off to a good run at the beginning because I knew those last 3 fights could go any which way, but I fully expected Jessica Andrade to win the fight. But unfortunately, she didn't do so. There were other great fights on the card, including this one. All right, so here we go. Both fighters touch gloves now. Felipe lands. Let's go. 2-0 on the night. This could make us 3-0. First 10 seconds gone. OSP comes in with a big leg kick. And again, in the prediction, I'm telling you, this fight's not going to be easy. I didn't feel like, but Belenz can find a way to win this thing. He already connects on the left. OSP in a little bit of trouble. Look at this. Okay, Linz. Okay, Linz. Oh, he's opening up. OSP's in trouble here. And man, Linz is pounded away. Okay, left, right to the body. Okay, he's going up and down right now. Nice uppercut. Oh, and OSP crumples. He gets back up, takes a left. He just can't see him coming, and OSP goes down. And the ref stops it immediately. Holy cow. 49 seconds in. 3-0 on the night, baby. And you could tell OSP's not happy about that. Felipe Land's going to move to 17-5, and he just overwhelmed OSP. Big. Yeah, and the fight only lasted, I think, 48 or 49 seconds. And at that point, we're going crazy. We're 3-0. Things are going great. Things are looking good. Felipe Lins gets the quick victory, and we're off and running, right? We're gonna go 11-0 tonight. No, that wouldn't happen. But we would get this one right. Nazim Sadikov doing his thing and putting us at, like, I believe 6-1 or somewhere around there, going into the main event, main card. Ooh, nice knee by Elder. Now returned by Sadikov. Oh, now the ref's going to stop the fight. What's going on? Oh. And Evan Elder's in trouble here, boy. The doctor's coming in. I don't know. Sometimes the doctors let these go. Oh, no way. This thing's got to be stopped. And that's it. Immediately, the doctor stops the fight on Evan Elder, and he can't believe it. Wow. Yeah. He's got to stop the fight. Yeah. Wow. And an odd finish here, but we'll take it. Nazim Sadikov is going to get the win. And it looked like it was the knee that landed. And the doctor came in and looked at Elder and took one look, and that was it. Oh, yeah, it was the shin on the kick. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's such a big cut. The ref had to stop that. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. But anyway, Nazim Sadikov will move to 8-1 on a TKO doctor stoppage, your lightweight division. Yeah, so some big lightweight division fights last night, and then you had Jim Miller falling to Alexander Hernandez. Jim Miller always a tough out, but Hernandez dominated that fight, and that continued to bring us to 6-1 at the time. Then we'll win the next one, go to 7-1. We'll lose the next two, fall to 7-3, and we're okay though, right? Because we got Jessica Andrade in the main event. It doesn't matter that she's coming in on short notice, right? None of that matters. We're good. But then a shocking turn of events last night for the number 3 contender, Jessica Andrade. Ooh, some heavy combinations now between both fighters. 1 minute into the second round. And a nice left by Andrade. Let's go. Come on, pick it up. Okay. Oh, now Blanchfield goes in for the takedown. She gets it. Look at this. Ooh. Right to the side mount. Oh, my goodness. Okay. And Andrade just takes it. I mean, Blanchfield, look at this against the Brazilian. Oh, she's trying to take the back. She gets the back. Oh, she locks it in. Oh, big mistake by Andrade. Look at this. I think she tapped, and it's over. Woo! No. And Erin Blanchfield is excited, man, in tears, and comes in and shocks Jessica Andrade. And that's a career-defining moment for her. Career-defining moment for Erin Blanchfield. Number 10 beats number 3. Now Andrade did take the fight on short notice, but never mind all that. So despite taking the fight on short notice, that doesn't matter. She loses. And I was happy for Erin Blanchfield, but then realized moments later that my winning streak was done. I really thought, you look at the first 4 main events, and it's like they could all go either way. But then we're safe on this one, right? We should be cruising into 5-0. But it didn't happen, unfortunately. And that's how it shakes out last night. But a shocking turn of events in terms of Erin Blanchfield, the number 10 contender, winning the fight. And that's how it goes down last night. So, we'll take it. Every week's interesting. Football's over. UFC is on the rise. And it's go time, baby. And now we get into Kevin Lee. He's talking a little bit. He's returned to the UFC. He tells MMA Underground, I'm up a weight class. I'm at 170 and it's permanent. It's not like before where I was kind of dibbling and dabbling, knowing that I was going to go back down to 155 or lightweight. This time I'm 100% locked in on this division. And that by itself feels like a fresh start. And I've always been a fan of Kevin Lee. I always said he's better than people think he is. But he's not good enough to be fighting like a Khamzat Chimaev, who he says he'd like to fight in Miami at UFC 287 or maybe Sean Brady. Well, he goes on to say, we're throwing out some names, I think Sean Brady's a fight that should happen. A lot of people don't understand that was the fight I was supposed to have, and he got hurt. And I fought Daniel Rodriguez on short notice. It was actually scheduled to be me and Sean Brady first, so I would love to run that one back. And I think a lot of people would like to see that, but stay away from Khamzat right now. Come in and try to get you a victory. Don't go right for Khamzat Chimaev. It's a little too early for that. A little too early. You got to get a couple wins under your belt. Khamzat's, the number 3 contender in the division. You don't just come in unranked and get to fight Khamzat. And we'll see if the UFC tries to force Khamzat to do that. There's a lot of talk about Khamzat not getting fights, things of that nature, but the UFC just has to offer him 3 fights a year. And it's up to him to say yes or no. So the UFC has all the control in that situation. Now let's look at some polls. Let's see what's going on here. How many times will Khamzat Chimaev fight in 2023? I say 1. That's my answer. But 43% say 2. 38% say 1, and then you got a little split at 10% each between 0 and 3. So there's 1 in 10 people that think Khamzat won't even fight this year. That's like people are upset about this, man. To say that he won't fight at all. We're starting to lose faith in the UFC booking one of the best fighters in the world. Who wins? Bo Nickel, Jamie Pickett, 84% Bo Nickel. And is this a setup fight? I don't know. But at least he's got a name that we can recognize. And if you call it a setup fight, which some people will, you'll see in a moment. then that just means Bo Nickel's that good at the same time. John Jones or Cyril Gane. It's nearly 50-50. I like John Jones, but 52% say Cyril Gane. And that's the way that poll's trending now, just recently released. There'll be more votes on that in time, but it's very close right now. A couple votes for Jones and he could take over. So we'll see how that pans out, and we'll continue working back to that one as we get closer to UFC 285. And best fighter in the world right now, look at this. Islam Makhachev leads the way at 43%, Volkanovski 35%, Hamza 17%, and Alex Pereira 5%. So people were saying Hamza is a number 3 contender. And even if I put the real number 3, Leon, people are still going to go take Hamza over Leon. I'm just trying to tell you. You think I'm the only one that thinks these things, but that's not the case. Trust me when I tell you. Now, as we work our way into the Q&A, El Tapo Mactapo says, Hamza said he only had less than a kilo to cut, but Nate refused to fight, and a lot of money was offered to Nate too. There's something suspect going on with the UFC not offering Hamza anything. And they are offering, I mean, they're required to offer him something, but the fact is they're not offering him anything that makes sense. Daryl Morris, the Wolf needs a fight, brother. Let's go. And people getting upset about the Hamza Chimaev situation. Best fighter in the world, Mactapo is back. He says, wow, not what I expected in terms of Islam leading the way. Cryptocurrency says Islam 4 fights in the last 14 months, 4 victories, including pound for pound number 3 and pound for pound number 1. Fighter in the world. Islam's the best fighter in the world. And I hear you. Good points there. Littleton Ramos, Leon Rocky Edwards. No, I don't like that at all. But it is what it is. That's what opinions are for. Kenneth Bruner, big Hamza fan, says Hamza is a real P for P best. Hamza has brought so many new fans into UFC. I can't understand why this is being held up. If they scheduled a fight today, basically the people would be watching. Yeah, Traveler, I think Chimaev should be in P for P list. I'm not saying number 1, but saying he should be on the list. And if he wins another fight, I think he's on that list, especially if he keeps Hamza out in people. And he keeps them to all zeros. That's a new term. Why Houdini? Islam, to be the best, you got to beat the best. Beat number 3 and number 1 in 4 months. Took Arman's 12 fight win streak. Oliveira's 11. Volk's 22. Interesting. Listen Up says this matchup was simply made to make Bo Nickel look good. Referring to Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett. And that just tells you that Bo Nickel's that good. If people want to see him, I mean, he hasn't fought in the UFC yet, and people are upset about the first opponent. That right there tells you how good this guy truly is. I mean, there's just a big upside for Bo Nickel. A big upside for Bo Nickel. I mean, Jamie Pickett, not a great UFC fighter, but a name you recognize. The guy's got some wins in the UFC. He's got some losses. It's a good warm-up fight for Bo Nickel. But if we're saying that, you know, this is a setup fight, that just goes to tell you that how good Bo Nickel actually is. So you can't say Bo Nickel is terrible and then say this is a setup fight. You say it's a setup fight, you got to say, okay, Bo Nickel's that good and deserves a higher level or higher caliber of competition. Right? He's only like 2 or 3-0 right now as an MMA fighter. And his first fight in the UFC, we're saying, is a setup fight. And I don't disagree. But that's because I do believe that Bo Nickel is that good, and that's why he's on the dude list already. Make no mistake about it. But that's what we got today. We got Kevin Lee talking Hamza, talking Sean Brady, wanting to fight at UFC 287 in Miami. I'm jealous. If I was still living in South Florida, you know I'd be at that for sure. But at the same time, that's going to be a big event. We got several big ones coming up. So we got to stay locked in over the next 2 months for sure. But for now, this is your boy Chris Cross. I hope y'all have a great day, and God bless. As always, peace.